Amidst the trees, bats all are swaying in the breeze. But one so light, anxious, wide awake, fearing all manner of ghouls, hags, and wraiths. For your dolly, Polly, sleep has flown. Don't dare let her tremble alone. For the wheelchair, heartless cold, paid in coin of gold. He comes, he'll go, leave naught behind but heart, ache, and woe. Deep, deep wound. It's all silent for the night. House turned in as daylight dies. But when so light lunches wide awake, fearing all manner of ghouls, hags, and wraiths, my dear Dolly.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Haunted Connection show. We're bringing this to you from the Haunted Antiques Paranormal Research Centre in Hinckley, Leicester, and we're sponsored by Sims Vintage Antiques in Wootton Warren near Stratford. So big welcome to everybody. As you can see tonight, it is me and Amy because the boss is off. He's having birthday celebration, so we'd like to wish Neil a very happy birthday today, and I hope he has a fantastic day.
Absolutely.
So he's left us to it.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So tonight, me and Amy thought that we would just do a questions and answers about anything and everything. So anything that you want to chat about, any thoughts, anything that you'd like to share with us, then put all your comments below. We can see all your comments, and we'll start.
Yeah. So, is there anything you'd like to say before we get started with questions?
I've just said it all. It's your turn.
I'm winging it. I'm just here for the party.
So if there's any questions you've got or anything you'd like to know about the centre, Haunted Antiques Paranormal Research Centre. So anything you'd like to know about the centre, you can ask us. Nothing rude or disgusting.
Well, you talk for yourself.
Well, we've got Amy here, so conversation usually goes straight past the gutter and straight into the sewer. So nothing.
Yeah. What's that? Hello. Oh dear. No Neil to keep you under control, as if he did anyway.
Yeah. So anything that you'd like to know about the centre, then ask away.
Or if there's any experiments you'd like us to talk about to do in the future or something.
Yeah, any of the live feeds that we've done, like the Demon Files, or any of the other things that we've done.
I can't see who the Facebook user is, but they said I anyway. But if you want to come live on the stream, I can always put the link in the comments, and then you can jump on and ask us if you want to. So
yeah, you can come on and have a chat with us.
Right. Is it share? I think it is, yeah. No. It's in white.
Oh dear.
Okay, let's put that in there. Copy and paste it. So if you'd like to come and join us, I've just put the link on there. If you'd like to come and jump on and say hello or ask us a question live.
Yeah, so the centre has been going now nearly 4 years.
It's almost its birthday.
Yeah.
Next
In a
month.
couple of weeks, it will be the 4th anniversary that Neil opened the centre. In the beginning, we just had the first floor, And looking back on some of the live feeds now, the place really did look quite empty.
Do you know what? It's completely different back then, because I can remember being the first team, my team, like being the first team to come and investigate, apart from obviously the Haunted Antiques then team, and it's completely changed way back then. Like, because there was only the 2 rooms. You had the doll room. Well, in fact, you only had the doll room. You didn't even have the chamber of fear back then, because that was like the little office.
Yeah.
Like where they had the CCTV set up and that lot. So they had the chamber of fear. No, we didn't have the chamber of fear. We had the attic room, which was their then seance parlour. And you had the
witch's room.
The witch's room, and you had the doll room, and then the war room was actually the tea room.
Yeah.
So it's completely changed.
Yeah, and then later on, the second floor or the first floor became available. So Neil took that on.
Yeah, I remember that happening.
And that then the main room there became the tea room, and we changed the tea room upstairs into the war room. So it's been quite a journey.
Yeah, I remember when you was away, and I said to Neil that we needed to have an Anderson shelter, and he's like, "Where are we going to get one of those from?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And it's like, so I kind of made him drive all the way down to Guildford to pick it up, and then he says, "How are we going to get it up there?" And I went, "That's not my problem." Right, we have what's Sarah put? Von said good evening to Jane and Ames, and Sarah has said,
good evening, Von.
Now you have the Victorian Seance Room. What will the attic room be? The attic room, I guess.
Yeah, it's still it's going to be called the attic room.
Yeah.
But it's still going to be the same sort of thing, because it's got the mirror in there. We don't want to move the mirror. And there's other things in there like the human bones and the figurines which witnessed the murders. There's soil in jars in there which has got various different they're from various different places of interest. And so the room will pretty much stay as it is, but we've just renamed it the attic room.
And Sarah says, do you think you will ever enter the mirror again, Jane?
Yes, I think I will at some point in the future. Has he now?
Yeah.
He's always got plans.
Yeah,
but he's going to come with me, I think. I'm going to have to take him with me.
He's on about all 4 of us going.
Well, that was the original experiment. Yeah. The whole team was supposed to go, and what we were going to do was the whole team was going to go astral project into the mirror, and then when we came back, without talking to each other, we were going to draw what we saw, and perhaps we can do that experiment again.
Absolutely.
But I've already told everybody what I've saw, so
yeah, but
it
depends on whether I can't remember what you saw. I don't remember. I don't even read, let alone remember stuff. Right. Kerry Louise Jones. I hope you are both well. I live in Inkley, and I was wondering if the centre only open for paranormal investigations, or can we come and visit at the museum?
No, it doesn't just open for paranormal investigations. You can come along on a Saturday, and you can have a tour. You can come and have a look around the shop and have a tour. Amy and Ant and Neil generally do tours on Saturdays. They'll take people around and let them have a look. Can you put the rest of the question up?
Oh yeah, oh sorry.
So you can do that. Also, the centre is doing paranormal investigations itself. So there's quite a few dates that you can book on through the website and through the app. So you can come along and investigate with us. We know the centre really well, and we will look after you. And we did our first one last week, didn't we? And it was a really, really good night.
We had a really good night, actually. And also, like we do lots of different events, because we do afternoon ghost hunts that will be coming up soon, and we'll be doing teenage ghost hunts as well for the young generation as well. So.
Yeah, so there's lots coming up. So yes, you can come and visit the museum and have a tour on a Saturday, and you can also join in on the paranormal investigations.
Right, okay. Everyone's just saying hello at the moment.
Hi, Victoria. Victoria's saying hi.
Yeah, shall we just see who's saying hello? Hi, Victoria. Wendy's saying hi. Kerry's saying it sounds fab, and thank you. And Von saying hello to everybody. And let me go all the way to the top so we don't miss anybody else. Jane, Sarah's saying hi. And Dave says it's double trouble. You better believe it. I need to see you, Dave, actually, because you've got to mend my computer. So, hi, Nick. He's saying happy birthday to Neil.
Yeah.
So, Facebook user saying good evening, whoever you are. So, just Annette saying good evening. So,
yeah, so good evening to everyone. It's nice that you've all joined us.
All right, we have another one. Glyn says, do you think you have to believe in the paranormal for things to happen? As when a professional hypnotist tried to put me under and it didn't work, so he asked me if I believed in hypnosis. And because I don't, he said it wouldn't work. That sounds a bit of a... Because I think, personally, if he couldn't hypnotise you, I don't think that was down to you. I think that was down to him.
Well, then again,
Yeah.
you see, it's one of those things, isn't it? If you're not looking for things, you're never going to find them. Like in the paranormal, if you're sitting there and you don't necessarily believe, but things are moving around you, and say like you can feel a breath on the back of your neck or something like that, if you're just going to continually dismiss it, you're never going to experience anything that is paranormal. And if you don't believe in it, and if you're not looking for it, you're never going to see it or experience it. That would be sort of my answer to that. I would just say keep an open mind.
Absolutely. Dave says, Jane, would you be starting up the guided meditation based nights again, like before COVID hit? And yes, I have the part here. Just life, Yeah, I know, Dave. I know, I understand.
Yeah, the plan is to start up the guided meditation classes again. I've just got to sort dates out really, and when we're going to do it, because obviously there's quite a few events and things booked up at the centre, so I've really got to have a look at the plan and see when we can fit some of these things in.
Absolutely. Paul's saying hello.
Hi guys. Hello, Paul.
And he said thank you for the reply.
You're welcome.
So it'd be quite interesting actually if we did do those guided meditations like we did before, because that was really good. I really enjoyed doing those.
Yeah.
I used to come all the time to those. So.
Yeah.
And I did quite miss those when we finished doing them and that lot. So
yeah, we got a really nice group together, didn't we?
Yeah,
before?
we did. Yeah.
So it was good.
And
yeah.
it was like the regulars. I know you get some people that drop off and that lot because obviously they can't do it one thing or the other or whatever, or they get fed up or whatever. I don't know. Like, but I really enjoyed it. And once
Yeah.
you've got the core group and that lot, you've got your regulars then.
Yeah, and we'll probably be doing it in 6-week blocks, so sort of more term time. So we're not necessarily doing it every week because when the kids are off school and that, the numbers do sort of dwindle down. So we might just do it in 6-week blocks when all the kids are at school, so people can come along in the day as well.
Yeah, I'll say I can only do it at the night time because I teach the children in the daytime. Right. Hang on. What did Sarah put? I missed the last parameet at the centre. Will you be doing one this year? That's a good question. Will we be doing another parameet?
Yeah, I think there are things like that on the cards, but again, it's just COVID, isn't it? We've just got to wait for all the sort of rules and that to relax a bit. And I think people have got to be confident that, if they do come up, that they are going to sort of be safe. I know Neil operates all the COVID stuff, and he has done all through the pandemic. But it's just a case of people feeling confident that they can come along and meet up with a large group of people and they know they're going to be okay.
Yeah, and like-minded people as well.
Yeah.
And it's not just for the paranormal teams, it's people that have got an interest in the paranormal full stop, because everyone starts somewhere.
Yeah, and I know the parameets were really successful, and it was really nice to meet lots of people in the field, for people to come along and share information about locations and equipment and some of the experiences that they've had. So yeah, it used to be a really good day. So I'm hoping that we are going to pick those up again soon.
Yeah, I hope so, because I really enjoyed those. And Dave said, agreed, Ames. I feel like I've lost the ability since lockdown and could do with hitting base again. Do you know what? I don't think I had it in the first place, but I tried. Sarah said, popped in yesterday on the off chance, and Neil gave us an impromptu tour as a birthday treat. An absolutely fascinating place, and we'll definitely be booking on an evening soon.
Oh,
I hope so.
fantastic.
That would be really good. Yeah, Neil was telling us yesterday that you came in and that lot and told us about it. So that was really good.
I don't think people realise how much, what the area is like upstairs, and how much space there is and how many different rooms there are. So yeah. It's a great place
to see up there. And sometimes it takes more than one visit as well to see everything.
Yeah.
Because I'm still seeing things that I've never seen that there before.
Yeah.
Right, Dave says, watch out. Last time I turned up for a parameet, I ended up working on laptops. Yes, he did. That was my fault. Yeah. And when you come up again, you'll be working on it again.
Uh-oh.
Just let me know when you've come in so I can bring it. Yeah. I'm really sorry about that, Dave. Yeah. He didn't even leave the desk.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. He got here, like, he sat down and he didn't even move.
Yeah. Poor Dave.
I know. I put him through his works. I'm terrible.
So is there anything anybody would like to know about upstairs? About any of the items or any of the different rooms, about those?
Where things have come from, or whatever. Sorry, it's not too scared to move. I'm not that bad. Yeah. What's your most favourite item upstairs?
Oh, I think it's got to be the mirror, the big mirror.
Yeah, it is pretty cool actually. I do love that mirror. But I really I love Margaret Rose as well, as we call her. She's the suffragette that's in the Victorian Seance Parlour. The lady.
The picture.
Yeah. Somebody, I don't know what. I think when we did a live feed on, someone picked up her name, Margaret Rose, and the name's just stuck. So, but I don't mind Anna as well. She's nice.
I don't think Neil would agree with you.
No, Neil's not overly keen on Anna, and people always think that Robert's a lot nicer than what he actually is.
Yeah,
as well.
he is quite horrible, Robert.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people probably disagree, but his history and his background really isn't nice at all.
No, he's a bit of the Jack the Lad.
He is. He's a naughty boy.
He is very naughty. Linda has said, "Good evening, ladies."
Oh, good evening, Linda.
Hello.
It's been a while since we've seen Linda.
Right. Sarah's put, when items are donated, do you document where it's come from and any stories they have? And is this something we could look through when we visit?
Yes. Now, I generally, if we get something donated that's come from, say, somebody's home, or somebody saying that there's quite a lot of activity surrounding it, I generally sit with it and do some work with it, and then I document it and draw whatever I can see in my little book. And one of the things that sort of stands out the most, and people often say, how come we never get any sort of, any modern day sort of items that are haunted? And it doesn't necessarily have to be an old item. Well, one of the items that came to us was the night light, you know, the little night lights that plug into the wall, so that go in the children's bedroom. And this particular night light, it's upstairs, and I sat with it for a while because the little boy was getting really upset when this light was plugged in his bedroom. And I sat with it. I don't think I've brought my books actually. I sat with it, and I drew a picture of what I could see, and it looked like sort of quite a primitive man, and he was drawn to the light. It's a bit of a bluish light. He was drawn to the light, and I drew the picture, and Neil took a photo of the picture and sent it to the little boy's mum, and she showed it to the little boy, and he said that he didn't want to see that ghost again, and that he's not seen it for a while, because not seen it for a while since since the light was taken out of his bedroom. So that was sort of quite an interesting one. But I will sit with the items, and I will draw what I can see, what I feel, and so a lot of it's captured all in my little book.
Vicky says, "Hiya, girls."
Hiya. Oh, that looks like one of your boards.
That's because it is one of our boards. And Sarah says, "Who is Anna and Robert, please?" I'm guessing Anna might be the doll on the bike. Well, you'll be guessing right there.
Yeah, she's not. She came to us because the person said that she was very active in the way that she demanded constant attention, and when she wasn't getting attention, she would sort of aggravate and make the owner of the home feel quite uncomfortable, and there was sort of things going on, and she saw that this doll was moving. So she was a bit being a bit scared of the doll, really. The doll was actually put up into the attic, which generated much more activity because the doll wanted to be picked up and sort of fussed all the time rather than being excluded. So by putting her in the attic, it generated a lot more activity. So she came to us because the lady just wanted her out the house. So Anna is, and lots of people have said that they've saw her moving. She does sort of unnerve you a little bit. Robert,
she's a bit like Marmite. You either love her or hate her.
But most people love her because when you're sitting holding her and saying how lovely she is, well, she absolutely loves that. But it's when you put her down and when you ignore her and when you don't give her any attention, that's when she sort of starts to play up a bit. But Robert is a spirit that's attached to the Ragdian Doll. And we know the story about the Ragdian Doll because we have lots of paperwork that came with him. And he was actually in an asylum, and the doll was in a room with a little girl, and the nurse, every time the nurse came into the room, the little girl would have injuries. She'd have scratches and marks on her body, and there'd be no one else in the room. And you know, the nurse noticed that the doll was moving as such. You know, she'd leave the doll, say, in the chair the other side of the room, and when she came in the following morning, there'd be scratches and marks on the little girl, and the doll would be under the bed. So from that, she took the doll out of the room and put it in a cupboard, and all the injuries stopped to the little girl. So after, I mean, the doll was in the cupboard for years and years and years because the nurse stayed there until she retired. When she retired, she didn't want anybody else or any other children to be exposed to the doll. So she took the doll home, put it in a bag, and put it under her floorboards. So when she then passed away, a family found the doll, and they then sent the doll to us with all the sort of nurses' records of the doll and the information all about it. So we do know of Robert's history and his past.
Right. Says that's so interesting. Thank you, Jane. And hi, ladies. It's Julie here. As you know, already know, Ames, I love everything paranormal or anything haunted. What is the most haunted item that produces the most activity?
Well, What, do you want me to answer that one?
I
Or do you want?
personally
Well,
think,
you have a go first. And then
I
I'll have
personally
a...
think it's the mirror that, but because when there's people doing seances around the table and that, like, you can quite often feel footsteps walking around the table, and there's nobody else moving in the room, and then the cups start rattling. But also, the thing that I think that produces the most paranormal activity is the copper pyramids and the pipes and that lot in the square.
Oh, yes.
In the Victorian Seance Parlour, because you can move it and it makes the most awful noise scraping across the table. But when you've got spirit activity and people have got their hands on it, like, it almost glides. It's absolutely
it makes no
amazing.
noise, does it?
No.
So I think I mean, there's quite a few items in the centre, but one of my sort of favourite places or famous people, I suppose, is the back stairs, because we know that there's two men on those stairs, and they're not particularly nice men, but they do cause a lot of activity, and they've even been captured in a photograph. And I've got drawings of them in my book, and other people have seen them. Even a little boy has seen him, and he did a drawing in my book. And the back stairs, I think, is one of the most haunted places. But there's so many different items in the centre that have all got a lot of energy attached to them.
Right. Sarah says, fascinating, thank you. And Biff says, do you think, despite having the intention of being receptive to the paranormal, a person can give off, even unintentionally, an aura that ghosts don't like?
Yes, I think they can, and I think people can. I mean, we've seen people here do exactly the same. They've come in and they've said, "Well, this is going to be rubbish. I'm not going to enjoy this at all," and they've automatically put up barriers. So they're not even going to. Their energy is sort of closed off, and if spirit are going to come along, they're not necessarily going to interact with you, because it's like trying to get through a brick wall. You're not going to connect, and you're not going to have any experience because you've already closed yourself off. So even if it's unintentional, even if it's in your subconscious, it can restrict you from enjoying a really good paranormal experience.
But on the flip side of that, I've also seen people come in here that's really skeptical, and they've come out leaving here as believers.
Yeah, I think if you've got an open mind, and you don't close yourself off, then you're going to have a good night. I mean, I know there's one occasion where people came in, a whole group of people come in, and they all thought they weren't going to have a good experience, and they thought it was just going to be a laugh. And Neil just kicked them all out and gave them the money back.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
So, if you're going to pay good money, then you want to have an experience, and just come with an open mind, and just don't close. Even if you're skeptical, just come, because you just don't know what you're going to experience.
Absolutely. And Sophie Louise Am, I recommend the shop to literally everyone I know. This place has literally amazed me and gives me a good enthusiastic vibe. Thank you. That's very kind.
I think the shop is amazing too. And even, we're here most of the time, and even then we come in, and each time we come in, there's still new stuff in the cabinets all the time. And we every time you come in, you want to just go and look through all the cabinets again, because there's just so much more new stuff there.
Absolutely. There's no 2 weeks are the same. Well, so. And Simon and Whistle, I know that name. He says you need to try Pendle Witch tours. But you know what? We're planning on coming up to Pendle, so hopefully we'll come on one of your tours soon.
Yeah, we did have it planned before the pandemic, and it was all sort of put on hold. A whole group of us were coming, and we were going to stay for the whole weekend, and it all just sort of
went
canned. It really got canned, and it was so sad because
we were really looking forward to it. So but we are planning on coming up to Pendle.
Hopefully later this year it might be a good one.
Definitely. I was going to say, and we both have stalls in the shop. We have cabinets in the shop as well. So what's in your cabinets, Jane?
Ooh! In my cabinets, I've got pentagrams made out. They're from willow. There's decorated ones, there's plain ones, there's pictures, there's embroidered pictures of witches and ghosts and other things like that. There's key rings, if you like, ghosty, witchy, all sorts. Key rings. I've got jewelry. There's some jewelry in there. There's a whole batch of pendulums, which are really nice. And Amy's making boards as well, aren't you?
Yeah,
so,
yeah. My one's called Revenant Resin. So I work with resin, and I make pendulum boards. I make Ouija boards. I make trinket boxes. I make little ghosties. I do all sorts. No, and it's the best resin thing you can get.
I have got another little cabinet as well, and that's got sort of unicorns and fairies and stuff like that in it. So yeah, but the whole shop is just amazing. There's so many different crafts, so many different cabinets. There's 50 cabinets full of really interesting stuff, all sorts of stuff people have made. So it's well worth coming along and having a look.
Absolutely. Simon says you would be very welcome. It's a very sad but true story from 1612. Wasn't it the 20th of August when they hung at Lancaster Castle? Something like that. Because we were looking at it the other day, wasn't we?
Yeah.
Sarah says, what happens on a typical evening session? Are there different guided investigations or are you free to explore all the rooms individually?
Yes, all of the above. Yes. There's so many different rooms that you can go in. Any of the rooms, any of the team can take you into the rooms. If there's a small group of you, you can join in with everything else. You can do seances. We split into 2 groups, didn't we, last week?
We did, yeah.
And we had 2 really nice groups, and everybody really enjoyed the night. And you can spend, they spent quite a bit of time in the rooms with us doing different things, and then they had a session where they were just doing their own thing later on at night. So really, it's your night, it's your investigation. We don't necessarily have it all planned for you. If you feel that you want to go in a particular room and sit on your own, or do lone vigils on the stairs or anything like that, then you're all welcome to do that.
Biff says, okay, but I mean, you might want something to happen. You're open-minded, but the ghosts think, I don't like him or her. I'm not interacting.
Well, it could well be possible. I have recently seen that. I'm not going to give any names, but they were somebody did attend somebody else's evening when they were here as a guest, and they were so sort of shut down. They were saying, oh, the ghosts don't like me, ghosts won't interact with me, ghosts won't do this, ghosts won't do that. And she was absolutely right. And I think because she'd put that thought out and she'd already sort of made up her mind, that they just didn't. And they just didn't, she didn't really get much activity all night. And
No.
I think, even though you want it to happen, if you've already said it, if you've already sort of put it out there, then it's not going to happen. Best thing you can do is say to yourself, I'm going to have loads of activity, I'm going to have a great night, and you will.
Absolutely. Vaughn says, cannot wait to come in May. It's been a long time coming. It really has. We've been looking forward to meeting Vaughn.
It'd be lovely to see Vaughn here.
Julie says, very interesting, thank you. I have another question for you. Do you ever experience objects moving from one location to another at the centre?
I can't remember. I can't recall ever an object moving from, say, like one room to another. But we have seen many objects moving by themselves. There was a red box that we had, a spirit box, and there was 5 of us around the table, and the box actually turned like that on the table, and we all saw it. And it did it completely on its own. It that sort of blew us away really. But there's many objects that we've seen move. We didn't catch it on CCTV. It was just too far away.
There's also video footage of Bob's clown moving as well.
Yeah, and even the mirror smashing on its own.
Yeah,
The mirror actually lifted up on its, and smashed as well. So there's quite a lot of videos. There's Mouse Man that kept jumping off the shelves.
Yeah.
We've got lots of footage of the objects moving, but I can't recall if they've gone from one location to another.
And a lot of the things are on the HAPRC evidence page. We do have an evidence page. So if you're interested in seeing what some of the evidence we've got, it is on the evidence page. And we've got Claudia. Could a spirit attach itself to a visitor and go home with them? Neil would charge extra for that.
Yes. No, we don't. It's not really happened. A couple of people have said that they've took things home with them, but we will check your handbags on the way out. You're not supposed to take them home with you.
No, Neil charges extra.
But if anybody's worried about anything like that, I would always make sure that nobody's got anything attached to them before they left home anyway. Before they left here, sorry.
Absolutely.
Before they left home.
Vicky says, absolutely love the HAPRC. My favourite room at the minute is the Victorian Seance Parlour. I wish I could have my 2 K2s back, though. Looking forward to Friday night. We're looking forward to having you Friday night as well. Yes, Vicky has had two people from Haunted Happenings, Vicky and another one of the Haunted Happening guys, has lost 2 K2 meters, and they're in the building somewhere, and apparently Spirit has taken them.
Oh, yeah.
So
we'll have to see if we can bring them. They'll bring them back then.
Yeah, we do keep asking them to, but we haven't brought them back yet.
Yeah, I have loads of stuff go missing at home, and I'm sure that's the fairies. Keys and books. My diary has been missing since before Christmas, and it showed. I did ask them to bring it back because I need it, and it showed up yesterday on the top of a pile of books. Oi, bring it back!
How did it get there?
I have no idea.
Was it not there before?
No, it's not been. I've not been able to find it for like 2 months.
Oh.
No, not 2 months. About a month.
Oh. Vicky says they are holding them as ransom. The spirits confirmed it.
Have you got to pay them a ransom?
Yeah, she did. What she did was she got the dowsing rods out, and they kind of confirmed that it was here. They were here somewhere, right? And they were holding it to ransom. I remember her doing it. It was quite funny, actually. So, have we got any more questions?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they show up somewhere.
Yeah. Aha. Kerry Louise Jones. Biff, there are so many different spirits out there, some of which don't want to communicate, and some of them are desperate to chat and interact. Like lovely ladies said, if they're mentally shut down from spirit, that will create a barrier or change in aura, which will also put them off communicating. Be open-minded and see what happens. I was going to say something then, and I completely forgot what I was going to say. But But sometimes also the spirits work on a different frequency, don't they?
Well, we're all our energies are vibrations.
Yeah.
And if you think that our energy is just the same as spirit energy, it's just that we're actually in a physical body. So when we lose this physical body and our spirit goes back to being just an energy, we're all sort of on a vibrational frequency of some sort. So yeah, we are just sort of vibrational energy. But when we're working with energies, we do have to remember that it is an energy, and when that energy recognizes, because if you're, say, at the kitchen sink and say like your mum walks in behind you, it's your mum because you recognize the energy. You sort of automatically know it's her without even looking at her. And that's the same way how it is in the spirit world. You recognize somebody's energy because it's familiar with you. So
right. No. Linda says the shop is very good. Got a few Christmas presents, lovely things. And Mr. Biff says it's been suggested that we don't have ghosts prior to the Victorian era due to the church and not achieving absolution on the day of reckoning. Is having a medieval room a pointless exercise?
Well, I would probably disagree with some of those people who say that we don't have ghosts before the medieval times. Even, we do have the medieval room, and that room really is to investigate the room, not so much the stuff inside it, because we know the beams are original. They've been confirmed by the archaeological society. They've actually been up here and they've actually looked at the building and they've confirmed that those beams are all original and they go back to that time. That's why we sort of labelled it really the medieval room, so people could go there and just really work with the room and the building.
About haunted items or anything, but it's the room itself, isn't
it? But many people have encountered Roman soldiers. There's a lot of spirits. I mean, even the demons and some of these negative entities and stuff are all supposed to go back till the dawn of sort of creation, when God, when the angels, there was the big war and stuff, and some of the angels came and laid with the daughters of men and God kicked them out and all that sort of stuff. So the fallen angels. So we have all those around, and I believe that they're all in that same sort of realm. All the angels, the demons, the fairies, the spirits, they're all in the spirit world, and they're all in there.
Biff says he was just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, Biff is a regular visitor to the centre. He's very good at putting doorways in.
He really is.
And he's great when he comes up the centre. Yeah. And Mrs. Biff, they're both
absolutely.
A lovely couple.
Janice says, hello, new here. I am loving this convo here. Where are you located? We are located in Inkley in Leicestershire.
Yeah, and we are the Haunted Antiques Paranormal Research Centre.
In Regent Street.
Right on the marketplace.
Adrian says,
Stocky's Man Cave. Brilliant.
Do you believe our energy could be reborn, as in reincarnation? And have you ever communicated with a spirit that has been reincarnated?
Do you believe the energy is? I don't believe it's. I believe it's reborn into physical bodies, and when we pass, we spend a certain amount of time in the spirit world, readjusting to our new environment, as in no sort of physical body and things like that. And after a while, we then sort of the spirits then go off and do different things, whether they become healers or spirit guides or are reincarnated back into the bodies. But it's said that the human spirit goes into the body when the fetus is about 4 to 5 weeks old. As soon as the heart starts beating, that's when the soul goes into the body, because a human body cannot survive without a soul.
Adrian has actually donated some things to the centre.
Oh, great.
Some stuff for the war room. Do you know the picture where the row of gentlemen
that
I've just framed at the weekend?
Yeah.
He donated that.
Yeah, lovely.
Some books and.
But yes, I've communicated with many spirits, and you see, not all of them remember. It's like your memory gets wiped. Not all of them remember the previous lives. But I have actually done some past life stuff, and I found it absolutely amazing.
Sarah says she's had experiences in the medieval room, and Sarah's been up to the centre quite a lot recently. She's been painting some chairs for us, and she's had some really interesting things. When she was painting in the medieval room, at the bottom of the stairs, the back staircase, there's been something like really bang on the door, as if it was trying to bang its way out. So.
Yeah, and in the upstairs in the medieval room where the beams are, there's been lots of scratching. The Haunted Live guys, Paul and Jason, and Andy, they all picked up on, when they came up on the open day, they all picked up on this banging and scratching sort of in that room. And they came back and investigated a few days later. And there is quite a lot of activity in that room.
Mr. Biff says thank you.
You're welcome.
And Jenny says, oh, I love it. I come a family of energy workers, and I love that I can speak with people who don't call me crazy. We're all crazy here.
You know, that is one of the nicest things about the centre, because you can come and you can have conversations, however crazy other people think they are. You can come and have conversations with us and we will just think you're absolutely normal. And it's just great to be able to talk to like-minded people about all these different things, because you can't really go to work and say, you know, I've seen this. What do you think about this? And people just think you're absolutely bonkers.
Absolutely.
When I was at work, I used to have people come up to me and say, can I have a word? And I'd go, yeah, all right. What, you know, thinking it was like work related. And they'd come up and they'd sort of discuss things. I've seen this at home. What do you think it is? Or, you know, I've had stuff moving around, or you know, what do you think it is? And all these people who sort of put on this brave face that, you know, they don't believe it or it's just nonsense. And then they actually come and talk to you and say, you know, they confide in you about experiences that they have. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, well, I have the same sort of thing, because my dad, he's always calling, like, saying things to me, oh, you're a bit bonkers and this, that, and the other, and that. He's like doing all these paranormal things and all this, that, and the other. But as soon as something happens at his house, he calls me, like, and that's my secret pat on the back. Like, do you know what I mean? All right, Biff says, going to have to get up to the centre, as that unpainted wall behind you is bugging me.
Yeah,
just don't let Aunt plaster it.
Oh, you did a great job.
He tried. And Von's just said, hi, Janice, and welcome. So, yes. Oh.
Yeah, so there's lots to think about when you come up here. And you know, the people that came up on Saturday night, they left with so many more questions than what they started off with. And I think quite a few of them had really good experiences, didn't they?
It's always a good night if you go away with more questions than answers. Wendy says, my eldest daughter popped in a couple of weeks ago. She was very impressed. Jane and Amy gave her a tour.
Any.
I think it meant Amy.
Any old Amy.
Any old Amy. Von says, looking forward to checking those cabinets too. We'll need a mortgage. You will do, because you're going to buy some of my stuff. Nah.
Yeah, even we buy other people's stuff, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, we generally any money that we make, gets generated straight back into the place, because we just buy other stuff. Neil loves it.
Aunt gave him a tour.
Oh, Aunt.
Yeah. Paul says, you able to get out the room tonight? You haven't got a door handle.
No, that's the cupboard, so that's okay.
Door. That's all right. The other door's over there.
That's a naughty cupboard. You go in there if you've been naughty.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time in there. Right, we've only got 12 minutes left, so if you've got anything to say, anything you want to ask, now is the time.
So while we're waiting for some more questions to come in, I'll just tell you a little bit about the centre, because it is actually on the edge of Hinckley Marketplace. And we know the town has been around since the 1100s. And we know Hinckley Market has been around since 1350. So, you know, on the edge of this marketplace, there's been a building on this site for the last sort of 800 years, at least. So we know that there's lots of layers of people who have lived and died and worked in this building and in its surrounding area.
Adrian says, Yes, we need to see the geeky cabinet so I can get new geeky items for my man cave.
Oh, there's plenty of them.
Yeah, I'll take some photos and I'll text them over to you. Ron says, will we be able to use the copper pyramid when we come up? I love it.
Yes, you will. I will let you. Being to know you.
And Sarah says, I need to sign off now, but thank you. It's been amazing. We'll definitely be back for future visits and lives. Thank you for
brilliant.
joining us.
Thank you, Sarah.
And Von says, I need someone to show me the Esther's method. I call it the noise reduction module. I haven't done it yet. I'll do that with you, Von. When you come up, I'll do that with you because that's one of my favourite things to do.
Yeah.
And Paul says, what's the postcode? We'll look it up. Hang on. Is it LE190AZ or something like that?
Something like that.
Hang on, let's have a look. I will get that up for you now.
So I can run and get a card if you want. I'm just seeing if there was a card on the desk. There's a bit behind you.
Yes, it is. LE10 0AZ. Yeah.
Is that one of the leaflets there?
Yeah, I memorised that. Wow. LE10 0AZ. That is the postcode and it's Regent Street in Cleaton, Leicestershire. And Von says thank you to Jane and Ames.
You're welcome.
And we've got 9 minutes left. I was going to ask you something, but I forgot what it was. I'm forgetting loads. Oh, yes. We have got something coming up very soon. A trip to Dudley Castle.
Oh, tell us all about the trip to Dudley Castle, Amy.
I can't remember much. I know it's gone live for members, and Neil sold over half the tickets.
So tomorrow it goes open, doesn't it? It goes live to anybody else who wants to go along to Dudley Castle for the investigation. The dates are
the 28th of May and the 17th of September.
Yeah, so if you want to come along, watch out tomorrow because Neil will be opening it up, and I think it's £40 a ticket, and you'll get to investigate with the team and do your own thing, really.
Yeah. Jem says, hi ladies, we're watching from around the corner. Georgia is desperate for Saturday to come again. I think young Georgia is the one that got who I introduced to the dowsing rods.
Oh.
Yeah, lovely little girl she is. So,
yeah, come along, come back.
Yeah, definitely. Biff says, I want to try the Esther's method again, as that was freaky at Bosworth Hall when I swear I was talking and no one heard me.
Yeah, it was. He'd got the things on, and it was like you just sat there doing, nothing. But when his session sort of finished, he said, did you hear all the information or something? He was talking, and we never heard anything. He was sure he was talking, but we never heard it.
Wow.
And yeah, it was quite a strange one. But yeah, you'll have to have another go, Biff, because
definitely.
Yeah, it'd be good to see that.
Absolutely. When you said grand job, thank you. So not long now.
Yeah, so we've got a few more minutes left. So if you've got any more questions or anything else you want to know about the centre, then let us know.
And also, I want us to bring back the Confessions of a Paranormal Investigator show. Right, so if you've got any funny paranormal confessions, right, because I want to put them all in a book at some point once we've got enough. Plus, I'd like us to bring the show back so we can have lots of laughs. So if you've got any funny paranormal experiences, please send them to me, which is Ames Slaney, or send them to the Haunted Antiques or whatever you want to do, or even on the app. So we can bring it back, and don't forget.
Yeah, send your stories.
Yeah, absolutely. And
it was good fun.
Oh, it was really good fun. And don't forget to listen to the podcast on Monday night.
Yeah.
Which is on Spreaker.
Janice says she's got plenty.
Brilliant. Send them over to me. Send me a friend request and send me a text message. Well, or whatever. Well, just get them over to me and I'll get some on the show and we'll get them in a book as well.
Fab. Cool.
And Yvonne says, yes, would like to join you at Dudley. I'm not able to book at the minute due to not knowing what plans families are making for my birthday. Oh. Tell them to buy you a ticket.
Yeah, for Dudley Castle. Yeah, we'll get you cake.
Yeah, we'll buy you cake.
When is your birthday, Von?
And Janice says, like, there's an energy there named Jack who is saying, look under the cubby for a puck.
Or do you mean pick?
I don't know. Oh, for a pick, yeah.
I think a few people have come up with the name Jack.
They have recently. She said, I already have. You tell him.
Yeah, cool.
Right. Have we got any news or anything?
I think it's just a case of just look at the app. The centre does have its own app. It's so have a look for that, the Haunted Antiques app, and download it, and you'll get all the information on there. You can book things on there. It will tell you all the events when we're doing things like the Demon Files, or all the information that you can. I think you even can buy things over the app now.
Yeah.
So just look at the app. It's only $3.99, so it's a one-off payment, and that's only because Neil didn't want the adverts on it. So it could have been free, but we didn't want the adverts on it. So it's a one-off payment, $3.99. So download the app and look at all the events and everything on there that's going on.
Yeah, and if you want to come and visit the Haunted Antiques Paranormal Research Centre, the shop is open every day, Monday to Saturday, 9:30 till 4:30, and on a Saturday, from 9:30 till 4:30, you can get a tour of all the haunted rooms upstairs as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and there's a few dates on there. So if you want to book on any of the events, then just book on. And get because we do try and keep the groups small, so there's not a lot. Once the places have gone, they've gone.
All right. Von says it's the 10th of February, my 60th.
Ooh.
Oh, it's a special one. But they were booking a house so we could all go together.
Oh, fantastic!
Even better. And Janice says, I have frozen up from my end, but thank you all for your time. You're welcome, and we're going to catch you again soon. Right, it's the last couple of minutes, so I want to say thank you to everybody for watching, and thank you, Jane, for putting up with me.
I'm thanking you for filling in Neil's spot.
Yeah.
So we'll just sort of say again, tonight it is Neil's birthday, so we wish him all a very happy birthday. We hope he's had a fantastic day off jollying and partying. I bet he's partying like they do at number 10.
Yeah. Last couple of comments. Vicky says, great to see you both. See you Friday night, Ames. Save a car park. I'll tell you what, if I can get one. Tell you what, there's a nightmare down the road. I'll tell you what, it drives me nuts. But yes, you best bring your purse, because I've got 2 ghosties waiting in the cabinet that's waiting for you as well. Biff wants to know what happened to the film nights.
Yeah, they're all still we're still looking at doing those. I think it's just a case of the dates and just making sure that we want to put on a lot more stuff and all dates, but we just want to make sure, I think, that once we've planned it all and sorted it all, that COVID's not just going to come and sort of ruin it all again. So, just keep your eye out, because those dates will be coming up soon.
Jenny says aye, and Sarah says thank you both, really enjoyed it, and good night all. And Ron says it's great to see your lives again. Thank you. Right, and we are going to leave it there. So bye everybody.
So good night. Yeah, thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for your comments, and we will see you again next week when Neil will be back.
Absolutely. Take care. Bye.
Bye.